Alright, yo, what's up, fam? Yesterday I didn't react to Philip DeFranco's video. What is he wearing, bro? That's uh, that's an interesting attire right there, but that's besides the point. Yeah, we were gonna react to his video yesterday, but we didn't because he didn't put chapters in it. So I didn't know when I could skip to the next story because we skip through these videos. But yeah, let's check it out. Monster cop threatens 11-year-old victim. Andrew Tate crackdown sparks free speech concerns and more. That's the title. Let's check it out.
Today we're
Again, he's gonna talk about his monster coffee in the first few seconds, but that's
talking
fine.
about how a newly passed online child safety bill is coming for people like Andrew.
Because I already saw in the background there, man.
Tate, but also there are massive free speech concerns. Louisiana cops are getting exposed over a torture house. We've got amazing and/or scary space news. We break down why.
Wait, why do police have a torture house? That is legit. What is going
Student
on?
housing has gotten so ridiculous. A massive change just dropped that could decide who wins the 2024 election. You've got the wild, sudden start and stop to the fighting between Armenia and Azerbaijan. We're talking about all that.
Don't know who. Well,
And so much more on today's
what?
brand new Philip DeFranco show. You daily dive into the news, all made possible by beautiful bastards like you who buy Wake and Make coffee. Y'all, it's time to ditch the burnt, bitter, and overpriced coffee that you got used to and just go to wakeandmakecoffee.com to buy your first bags for 50% off. It's so smooth.
Oh, I get it. It's a play on the term wake and bake.
Smooth and delicious. Some of y'all have said that it even tastes like a better life. But with that said, we got a lot of news to talk about, so let's just jump into it. Starting with, this father in Columbus, Ohio just wanted some help, and instead he got threatened with jail. So last week, according to him, he finds out that his 11-year-old daughter had been manipulated into sending nude photos of herself to an online predator. So he calls the police for help, hoping they could talk to his daughter and help her understand what's happening. But when two officers knock on his front door, one of them surprises him with this.
There's not much you guys probably can do about it.
I mean, she could probably get charged with child porn.
Who, she can? She's 11 years old.
She's creating it, right?
She's 11 years old.
Doesn't matter. He's still making porn.
No, she's not. She's being manipulated by a grown-ass adult on the
Is she
internet.
taking pictures now?
You guys have a nice evening.
Okay.
Thank you for coming. Are you serious? Have a nice evening.
Right, so that video went absolutely viral on social media over the past few days, and those cops have taken some serious heat, with it leading to the police
What were they thinking,
chief
man?
to say that the department has apologized to the father and intends to investigate the alleged crime against his daughter. And now the city's inspector general is reportedly investigating the officer's conduct, though they both appear to still be on active duty. And then police in Louisiana have been holding detainees in a torture warehouse. That's what's being alleged in a new lawsuit against the Baton Rouge Police Department by a woman by the name of
Yeah, I thought it was connected. I thought the stories were connected. I was like, dude, are they gonna arrest him and put him in a torture house for doing that? Like, come on now.
Turnell Brown. Because back in June, Brown was detained over suspicion of illegal drug activity when police found bottles of legal prescription medication in her car during a traffic stop. But instead of taking her to the precinct, Brown's suit claims that the officers brought her to an unmarked warehouse where the department's street crimes unit detained people and subjected them to assault and invasive searches, with the suit going on to describe the facility.
Bro, this is totally illegal and uncalled for, bro. Hold on, I had to pop. Like, bro, what are they
which
thinking?
Officers call
It's terrible. Traumatizing, man.
the Brave Cave.
This is not Brave Cave.
As
Wow.
a torture warehouse, alleging that Brown was kept there for 2 hours, forced to expose herself in a strip search and body cavity examination, and then was released without a charge. But notably, Brown's suit is just the latest allegation against the Baton Rouge police regarding this terrifying situation. In fact, the use of the
Nobody noticed,
so-called
bro?
Brave
They got vintage cars in
Cave
there.
was first reported back in August when a man by the name of Jeremy Lee sued the department and several officers, claiming that he was beaten in the warehouse back in January. And
Bro, they have body cams all
the key
doing
thing
it.
is that suit, as well as body camera footage verifying Lee's account, resulted in the Brave Cave being shut down, the street crimes unit being disbanded, and a full-blown FBI investigation. And at the time, the department's police chief implied that the officers had been engaging in this conduct without any approval, instead claiming that the facility was used by the police department for narcotics processing for decades and that he had never heard of officers calling it Brave Cave or
It just sounds like I'm shaking my head at the name and everything, bro. Like,
the
what?
alleged misconduct. But since Lee's suit, more people have come forward with very similar allegations. Brown's lawsuit claiming that detainees were regularly taken to the Brave cave, including many that were detained and released without a formal arrest. Also, despite the police chief's claims back in August, Brown's suit also alleges that the department ignored previous complaints and squashed internal investigations into misconduct committed by the Street Crimes Unit. Though again, notably, the chief did deny those accusations in comments to reporters. We're gonna have to wait to see what happens, what more information comes out, especially as
Shaking my head, bro.
attorneys representing both
Guys,
Brown and Lee have said they believe this is just the tip of the iceberg. And then we need to talk about the online safety bill that just passed yesterday. Because while the majority of you watching are Americans and this passed in British Parliament, you have outlets like the New York Times noting that this is one of the most far-reaching attempts by a Western democracy to regulate online speech. Right, so this bill has been years in the making, and the driving force behind it is the protection of children on the internet, with some of the requirements including things like introducing age verifications on pornography sites and social media. The law also demands that content aimed at children featuring suicide, self-harm, and eating
guys, they're always trying to pass laws on this. Something like this, they tried to pass in USA. It didn't go through. Let's go to the next story, guys. I don't know if it's gonna pass, though.
more than almost anybody. Right between 2013 and 2020, rents at conventional apartments within 3 miles of college campuses reportedly grew 30%, outpacing inflation. And when Moody's Analytics looked at 11 metros where at least 19% of the total population was college students, it found that rents at student housing properties grew about 3% faster than regular apartments over the past 4 years, with one metro even seeing a growth rate difference as large as 15%. And actually, part of the reason this is happening has to do with who owns and manages that housing, because as places like
Outsourcing it, bro? Isn't there like some kind of law against that, bro?
like Insider have put it, in the decade plus since the Great Recession, the student housing market has transformed from a patchwork of on-campus dorms, small apartments, and shared houses into a huge industry that's coveted by some of Wall Street's biggest investors. For example, the private equity giant Blackstone last year bought American Campus Communities, the largest developer and manager of student housing in the U.S.,
Guys, what does this shirt say, though, man? I am something
for
dope.
$13 billion. With just that deal alone putting nearly 112,000 beds into its portfolio and spurring on a wave of student housing acquisitions by other investors. I mean, investors spent $23 billion in the space, more than double the sum in 2021, according
Why are they outsourcing, though, man? All right, we got a sponsorship by
I got a great solution for you.
Squarespace.
You're going to love it, and start your free trial today.
Actually, I actually had Squarespace, but I never got it to work. I never tried to work. I didn't have a phone, like a good phone to make the app work. I was actually too nervous to try making it work.
As previously thought. Right? Let's say that a star was born 10 billion years ago, but has long since disappeared. Well, if it was far enough away, let's say 10 billion light years, then that star's light should take so long to travel across the universe that by the time that it reaches us, we're basically looking at 10 billion year old light. So in effect, the further we look into space, the farther back we can peer through time.
The universe could be nearly twice as old as we thought. Okay, got it. Next one. Pennsylvania will start automatic voter registration. Okay, next one. Anti-affirmative action group. Now he's getting into politics, guys.
For this story, you have
I don't even know what this is about. Don't care, really. Azerbaijan launches offensive. Okay, hold on. No, I don't. Let me backtrack. We're gonna listen to this one here, guys.
U.S. national security. And at the center of this story, you have the same group that successfully got the Supreme Court to ban race-conscious admissions. With that group, Students for Fair Admissions filing a lawsuit against West Point yesterday and arguing that the High Court's affirmative action ruling should extend to America's military academies as well. Because while in that historic June decision, the Supreme Court